Have you ever been at the store and you hear the child several aisles over screaming and throwing a fit? So you casually go investigate and you see this child sitting in the cart practically throwing himself over, making all kinds of different noises, while the mom seems to not notice or is trying to ignore him, hoping it will make him stop the giant scene that he is throwing. So she continues to look at the items she needs to buy and continues to pretend that her son is sitting in the cart is not throwing this big fit or that everyone in the store is watching. I am sure I'm not the only one who has thought, what is wrong with the child and why is the mother not doing anything about it? Has anyone ever thought that maybe the mother in this story just didn't know what to do to handle her child? Or maybe the mom had a long, hard day at work and just didn't have the energy to deal with the situation at that moment. There are all sorts of different ways to parent, and what works for one child may not work for another child. Yet having a little training or education on any subject can help us to know where to start when something goes wrong and we are the ones who have to fix it. Ever notice how when applying for jobs, they ask for your previous experience and where you have received your education? Typically, better paying jobs require some form of education, training, or experience in that line of work before they will hire you for that job. So then let's ask ourselves, why is it that raising a child, which is the most important job of all, requires no education, training, or experience? Well, it makes us think that without a little bit of training of some sort, we will do an amazing job as a parent. Now, in the past, parenting was done a bit differently than we typically see today. Most times, children had their mothers at home to teach them and to nurture them. They were disciplined and knew that their actions would bring out the nice mommy and daddy or the mean mommy and daddy, and that they would probably have to sit in the room and think about what they had done if they brought out the mean mommy and daddy. Parents were involved and home with their kids a lot more often, and this is something we can consider as more active parenting. Nowadays, we see something a bit different. We see both parents working outside the home and leaving children at daycares or home alone until the parents get off of work. We see more parents just picking up fast food on their way home and letting the kids do whatever they want when they get home. This would be considered more non-active parenting. Both non-active and active parenting has their effects on the children. More active parents tend to build stronger relationships with their children and are aware of their needs and are able to meet them and guide them when they need some course correction throughout their life. Now, non-active parenting is done blindly, and they are never quite sure what is exactly going on in their child's lives. They hope that their schools are teaching them the things that they need to know about how to behave and the things that they need to know to go throughout their life, because they haven't really been teaching these things at home. They love their children, but don't really have a strong relationship with them. So how then is a new parent supposed to know what to do in order to best help their children? They are new parents, so they don't have any experience. How are they going to take on the biggest, most responsible job they have ever had without any training? And how can we fix this problem? Parenting classes. Parenting classes can benefit every parent. It can help them gain general knowledge about children and how to take care of them as they grow and develop. It can teach them parenting skills and how to deal with different behaviors and problems as they arise throughout childhood, which we all know there will be many of those throughout life. It will help them to learn how to communicate and build relationships with their children so they can have a more involved and become a more active parent. Helping to teach their children from the beginning the things that are necessary to help them succeed in life. As of right now in our society, the court system usually uses parenting classes as a way to correct the behavior of parents and children who have gotten into trouble with the law. Now, I want you to imagine something. Imagine if parenting classes were also used and taken before new parents had to take home their children and offered more openly throughout schools and other organizations throughout their childhood. They could use it as a way of helping parents have a better knowledge of how to best help their children throughout the different stages of life right from the beginning, and hopefully continue to come back to learn more as the child continues to grow and experiences new different problems throughout life. I believe that if we did this, we would all see a positive change in parents and in the children that they are raising. Thank you.